Typically, what we have seen so far until 2000, say 8, 9, 2010, when we go to customers in food and pharma, the automation typically meant that, okay, can you speed up the lines of taping? Can you speed up probably move to palletization? Or can you shift, in some cases, very rare cases, can you move the typical palletization to slip sheets or any other new things because of the exports that were there. At some places where pests or dust was an issue in terms of the food and pharma, they talked about speeding up probably edge sealing of cartons, etc. But in the last 2-3 years, I think there's a big jump. I mean, thanks to it could be probably because of the exports that are happening, it could be because of the regulatory framework that everyone is putting together. The requirement suddenly jumped. The automation requirements, automation expectations suddenly jumped. And probably we are getting to the levels which the developed countries today use, whether it is the US, Europe, or any of those people. The requirements of automation have jumped in the last 2 years. So probably most of the industry, at least the large players in food and pharma, will move towards these high-end automation to meet these requirements of all the things that we talked about in terms of good label to be printed and applied online, and track and trace across, e-pedigree to be managed. And these require obviously the completely new way of automating the processes, at least the end of the line processes. Each plant is typically 15, 20 filling lines, each line a production unit managed up till end. So these are small manufacturing processes within the unit, 20 to 30. And these have actually increased the labor content. And of course, you don't want to mix products, so they would like to be kept independent. And hence, they're all factory in factory, 20 factories within one factory. So that obviously increases the cost. And finally, pilferages and damages to the products, which I think is counterfeiting, and all of that actually we talked about in the morning. So these key factors which are driving the change to high-level automation, also of course, if you can address them, bring down the cost. The automation case, again, in the backdrop of all these key factors, is to improve the productivity, which is coming up because of labor availability and of course increasing cost of labor. Reduce the inventory levels thanks to the huge number of SKUs, multiple production lines within the factory. In each factory, we had seen SKUs going up to 7,000, 8,000 kind of SKUs, both in food and pharma. So that's a huge number to manage from a point of your production materials, packaging materials, and the finished goods. And then utilizing the space, forklift, and truck turnaround times, which again is a big cost factor. Shrinkages ranging from 1.5 to 3% is what we had seen. Lowest we had seen in the pharma shrinkages in food and pharma. Best managed one is about 0.5%. And of course, safety factors. So these were the areas which we saw that while the factors which are influencing automation are the previous slide that we talked about, this is the area where actually the cost is driven down. It's not just the consumable cost that goes into packaging. I think the cost that we are talking about here is all these factors that will justify automation, not the packaging material. 70% of the industry today still hasn't moved from a manual packaging to at least the first level of semi-automatic and automatic packaging. 30% of the industry in food and pharma, of course, have some kind of machines based on the reduction of manpower, reduction of cost from basic things like strapping machines, taping machines, or palletization. 70% still is manual operations. What is the packaging automation philosophy that we are talking about here? An integrated line when we're at the end of an FFS or at the end of a filling line, or combining multiple lines of these FFS, is to collate and then bundle them, do the case filling, do probably some checking, the weight or visual, then do the labeling in line with the requirements, and case sealing and complete system integration, and then move to the palletization. the track and trace requirements and other quality systems, typically this remained as independent automation in many companies so far. At the best, collation is automated and it's in a separate room. Then you have the case filling in separate area by a group of people, and then label is printed manually and then applied, and then move it to an area where you do the palletization and packing. It is never integrated so far. Because of those quality checks, the requirements, and the track and trace integration with the complete ERP systems, which all of the companies are very protective about. So far the automation is only based on some reduction of manpower, or can I improve the productivity, only those two factors. So thanks to, I think now, because of the availability of better technologies in terms of filling this gap, an integrated line is a feasibility. What are these in terms of track and trace? We know, most of us must have seen all these sensors, high-speed sensors, which are, the accuracies have gone up substantially, and the barcode reading capabilities have gone up, or whether it is two-dimensional or single dimension, the accuracy levels of barcode readers have gone up. And so at the product level, to the bundle, to the carton, and to the pallet level, both printing, applying, and reading at each stage is now feasible, and the accuracy levels are pretty high, almost at the rate of 100%. So this is something which now we are able to integrate to all the packing lines, starting from collation till the palletization. The printing of all these barcode, whether two-dimensional or the traditional barcode. The earlier system was the manual labeling, which was error-prone. I mean, typically a batch of labels were printed and then stuck to the cartons or pallets earlier. Because of lack of online reading and then integrating with the software system. Because of which there is always a gap, there is always a manual thing that you need to refer to if you have to trace back quickly, leading to some mix-ups, and it's not completely integrated. So now these labels today can be, the data can be drawn from the process engine, the softwares that many people adopt, and then generate the print, generate the barcode label and apply online at each stage of individual piece to bundle to carton. These, of course, also can be checked, verified, whether the print is right, whether the size is right, whether accuracies were there with the visual control systems. And many companies like Cognex, etc., have the facilities to check what you printed, both on product and the barcode, which is online printed and applied, whether it is right or wrong, before you actually put it into a carton into a pallet. It can be easily integrated. The speeds can match the speeds that all the manufacturing processes are there. So whether it is aligned properly, whether it is right number that is printed, right code that is printed, whether it is there or not there. Sometimes the print is not there, then you would like to take it away, whether it is there or not there. So all kinds of inspections that can be done.